Welcome to another edition of Pilot Light Media. Again, we have a great mini terrarium in store for today. This one is going in a small medicine bottle. Small medicine bottles like this are very common at antique stores and estate sales. However, this is a reproduction. One of the things that is nice about that is it's brand new glass, free and clear, so we don't have to clean it. There's no fogging or stains or scratches. For the drainage layer, we're going to use this gray slate gravel. It's just a simple dark rock that will not distract from the look of the plants or the bottle itself. So here's our good dirt. As you can see, it's brand new. Everything in this project is new. So we're just going to drop it in and give it a good spray and soak, again, to establish that water table. So here we have a couple small botanicals that we're going to use, a couple walnut shells and a small twig. Please do like and subscribe if you like today's video. It goes a long way to help support our channel and what we're doing here. Thank you so much. And now it's time for our plants. First is our haircat moss. We have this one large chunk. We're going to bend it just a little bit and get it in there, and it will take over the entire terrarium. So we'll have a moss floor, and our other plants will go in the middle. We're going to get our blade in there and just tuck in the edges, pushing them down into the substrate a bit, just to give those roots a chance to grab onto that new substrate and for the plant to establish itself. So here we are working with that small twig. Again, it's much bigger than we need, but we're breaking off smaller, more interesting pieces and putting them in there and just simulating a forest floor. We want to have the look of a few pieces of fallen timber. These small gray rocks will give another color and texture to the landscape. And as you can see here in aerial view, again, our forest floor is beginning to take shape. Here's our next one. This is a spider plant. We're going to trim up some of the smaller leaves and then get that root in there, and it will grow roots in the terrarium itself as it establishes itself. So that's one good thing about propagating these. You can put them in water and wait for roots to sprout, but you do not have to. So we're going to poke a hole right in the middle, right through our moss and right into our substrate layer. Get our spider plant right in the middle as kind of the star of the show of this small but very detailed build. So here we're being very careful not to crush any of the small leaves that we want to preserve, just getting it in our tweezers and then getting it in that small hole that we dug. And we want to push that down just a little bit so that those roots are near the moisture level and embedded into that soil as best that we can. just kind of moving the leaves around a little bit so they're spread out so that they will get good light and they will not lay against the grass, and so that they will not lay against the bottle and get too much water on them. This is a good up and down view. Again, you can see that forest floor emerging. We've become a big fan of haircat moss lately. We think the texture just looks great against a lot of different botanicals and other plants themselves. And it seems that once it gets established, it does really well. It does not need a lot of maintenance. So now it's time to add our springtails. We have a few of them on this small piece of charcoal, as well as a lot of eggs. So we're just going to drop that whole thing in there. The eggs will hatch and the adults will move in immediately. And here's a view with some effects lighting. You can see the piece of charcoal that we dropped in. It's in the lower left-hand corner. And now it's time to play with the lights. For this one, it's a little harder to light up from the top because it has that large cork. So we're just going to backlight it and let it cycle through a few colors just to give you an idea of what you can do. And just for effect, this is lighting from the top. The cork stopper does block some of the light, but you do get the idea. And that's a complete build. We're going to place that on our shelves right next to our three sisters from a previous build. And again, it will be a great addition to our mini terrarium collection. Thank you so much for checking out Pilot Light Media today. We truly appreciate you viewing all of our programming, as well as dropping us emails and comments and letting us know where you're watching and what you're planning. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more exciting projects here at Pilot Light Media.